to yet another episode of Beyond the Present podcast. My name is Daniel Malgin, and today I want to share with you the art of thinking like a Zen master. Now, don't worry, I'm not going to, be sharing a lot of esoteric stuff like the Chinese way of thinking about life, or the Japanese approach to thinking and planning, or the Korean way of, creating those images and visual, basically pictures in your head. No. We're not talking about any specific country's approach to Zen or Buddhism or any of that stuff. What we're talking about is looking at life a little bit differently with a bit of detachment that will ultimately allow you to not only enjoy it more, but also achieve a lot more. You see, in life, we always want to achieve something. We always have a goal, whether it is to get home and watch your favorite TV series, or to make a lot of money, or to find the right person, or build a family, have your first child, travel the world, learn a new instrument, whatever goal you think you want to have in your life. These are goals that we think we need in order to achieve a certain emotional state. Now, that could be, feeling excited, feeling happy, feeling significant. It doesn't really matter. You want those goals to achieve a certain result. But the problem is this. Sometimes we tend to take these goals too seriously, to the point of letting those goals ultimately rule our lives and take away our mental peace of mind. So the Zen approach to goal setting and goal planning and to life in general is about practicing a bit of detachment. Now, let me tell you what that means to be fully detached from all the things that you do. You see, detachment doesn't mean that you don't care. It doesn't mean that you don't necessarily value your goals or you do not feel excited about them. Detachment means you understand that every goal is just that, a goal. It's meant to get you to a certain position in life. And believe me, as soon as you achieve any goal, no matter how small or big, as soon as you achieve it, you will start partying and having some fun for a while, maybe a couple of days. If it's like a seriously huge goal, maybe for a couple of weeks. But have you ever had any goal in life that you achieved and you were like super happy about it for more than a couple of months? I cannot think of any. And I like to set pretty big goals, right? So no matter what goals you set for yourself, sooner or later, you will achieve it. And believe me, as soon as you achieve it, it's human tendency to enjoy the process, celebrate for a while. But after a couple of, days, weeks, months, sometimes hours, you realize, thanks, I just got what I wanted. What is next? And of course, that's when you start setting a new goal to achieve that. So understand this. Life is nothing more than a series of goals that you set. You consider all those goals to be very important. And of course, you start taking action to achieve those goals. We've talked about many of these things before. So if you listen to our previous programs, you understand the process of goal setting and goal achieving. But once you implement that process of goal setting and goal achievement, what ends up happening is this. You work very hard and you inevitably face with obstacles and difficulties. Of course, the larger your goal, the more ambitious the target, obviously, the more setbacks, difficulties, and problems you will encounter to achieve that goal. It's quite normal. It fits the overall size of the goal. But it doesn't really matter how hard or difficult or ambitious or even legendary that goal might be. The moment you take action and you start working towards that goal, you will face with a lot of problems. But the problem is this. We do not understand that the process of goal achievement, along with its setbacks and, frustrations, is a perpetual part of your life. It really doesn't matter how how big that goal is or how much you care about it. As soon as you achieve it, you have to set a new goal. And ironically, a lot of us, we get depressed and upset because we can't, achieve a specific goal, not knowing that the moment we achieve that goal, it's all over and we have to start setting a new goal and work on the new goal. You see, that's the whole thing. The lie that we tell ourselves in the process of achieving our goals is that if I just get this one goal, I know, Daniel, I've had a lot of goals in the past, I achieved them, but if I just get this one goal out of the way, I am going to be super happy for the rest of my life. Like it's going to be amazing and I can do whatever I want. Just this one little goal is in the way. But the problem is this. Take a look back at these one little thing that I achieved that's going to change my life. Take a look at your whole life until today, and you realize it has been exactly the same, lie that you told yourselves again and again and again and again and again throughout all these years and decades. So you told yourself, if I just get my school taken care of, like I hate school. I just want to graduate from high school and I'll be very happy once I do because the rest of my life is all great. You graduate from high school. Now, listen, man, this college is competitive. It's expensive, student loan, all that stuff. But if I just get this degree, man, it's really boring. It's really tough. If I just, get this thing out of the way, I will be super happy because I will then be able to work and make money. And now I don't have to worry about lectures and classes anymore. You graduated and you tried your very best to find a new job or establish your own business. And then you realize, okay, so if I just, I'm working now, I know, but if I just could make a bit more money or a lot more money, I'll be super happy. Oh, by the way, while at it, I'm now at an age that is pretty good to get married. So if I just find that one right person, one right partner to have a family with, it'll be just, you see, what you're saying is every single time you achieve one goal, you will have to inevitably set another goal. It doesn't matter what that goal is. It doesn't matter how important it is. It doesn't matter how much it changes your life. The moment you achieve it, you will start partying and celebrating. And then after a couple of days, weeks, or maximum a few months, you got to set yourself another goal or else you'll feel like, oh, what am I doing here, right? So this means that lie that we tell ourselves that if it's just this one goal, that if I achieve this one goal, it'll all be perfect. This is a lie that we tell ourselves perpetually, which ultimately makes us very frustrated when we cannot achieve the goal as easily as we thought. Is we're saying like, listen, man, this is really, really important, man. I don't care about the previous 20 goals that I achieved. This 21st goal is just so much more important. If I just achieve it, it'll be great. But the fact of the matter is that lie ultimately makes you very upset if you do not achieve the goal immediately or if you're faced with resistance or difficulties. And then you end up feeling very terrible because it's like, well, this one thing is in the way and I can't do anything else until I do this. Well, Zen practice, or that practice of detachment here, it allows you to get some distance and realize, listen, this is my whole life. I will be spending the rest of my life setting this big goal and then telling myself this one goal is the last important goal. And if I get this one, the rest of my life will be perfect. I have seen countless people like this who just come to me like, Daniel, it's just this one goal. They achieve that one. I see them after a couple of years. So like, man, now I got another, there's just one more goal that I got to do this. And man, it's really, really tough, right? So in life, you will constantly be setting goals. And the moment you achieve one, you will inevitably have to set another goal. So if that's the case, that means that your whole life, you will have to be pursuing certain goals. Doesn't matter what you've accomplished so far, you will always have some goals to pursue. So that's a constant. The only constant in your life is that you will have to pursue a specific or a series of goals, and that's never going to change no matter what you have achieved thus far. So whether you have gotten, a lot of results so far in your life and your business and your finances and your health and your relationships in terms of arts, whatever it is, whatever, you've accomplished so far until now, it doesn't really matter because you will still be setting goals that are bigger than what you are right now, and you have to pursue them. Otherwise, you feel like life has no meaning. So that is a constant, whether you are a billionaire or whether you are completely broke, whether you are just getting started with a task or you have been an expert in that field for, decades. Whatever you want to achieve in life, you will always have to pursue a goal anyways, which means it is not about the achievement of any one specific goal, but the journey of taking steps and moving towards your targets and goals in life. That's why they say, enjoy the journey, not the destination. Because the destinations will always be there somehow. Once you arrive at point A, guess what you're going to do? You're going to want to go to point B. And you're like, well, you know what? I know, but point B is really important, man. And once you keep working towards, achieving that and arriving at point B is like, Dan, listen, I know. But point C is just, compare C with B, man. Come on. That's like really different. So for the rest of your life, what you're going to be doing is to set these, benchmarks. And that means you will be spending all of your life perpetually moving towards something better, cooler, nicer, whatever it is. So that's life. And it doesn't matter what you achieved, basically in the process. What really matters is the process itself. So for that reason, today, I want you to start practicing this Zen mindset of detachment. It means no matter what happens to me or to my life or to my goals, no matter what happens, I am going to pursue some goal anyways. So now if I'm facing with some difficulties with my current plan, I should not hurry. I should not be worried. I should not be depressed or disappointed that my current goal is a little bit harder to reach than I used to think. What it really means is I'm going to be setting new goals anyway, so I might as well enjoy the process of achieving this difficult goal. You see, once this happens, you are no longer in a hurry trying to achieve this one goal because you understand that, as soon as you achieve this one, you got to set, new goals. And for that reason, you stop feeling the majority of the negative emotions that come when when you face with frustrations, rejections, setbacks, delays, and so on. Because ultimately, the real reason why we feel very bad when we cannot make progress towards our goals is time. We're saying but man, if I can't get it right now, if I can get to my, right university this year, I can do it for the next year. Or if I can get this job right now, I'm going to face with a recession. I'm going to lose a lot of money. Or if I can't get this client right now, then my competition is going to take it. And, we start creating these reasons as to why we got to get it now and why it is so hard, and it's going to make us very frustrated. But once you take a detached approach, you realize, listen, yeah, I wanted to apply for my college, and 1 year just got, I just missed the deadline. So guess what? I have to make a goal anyways. So I want to just enjoy the process and be a bit more patient. I'll wait for 1 more year, and I try to find other ways to do in the meantime, right? Because in the end, if I get to the college, what am I going to do next? That's right. I got to be setting another goal and probably have to wait for other issues with that goal, right? So you're not going to be always in this, a sense of oh my gosh, I should do something right now. Otherwise, it's going to be all lost forever. You realize, dude, I got to do this anyways. I got to set one goal after I achieve another one. And then this is going to create a routine in my life. So I have to be achieving goals anyways. Why should I bother myself so much with, worrying all the time about this, about the achievement of this goal, or trying to, worry, oh my gosh, I'm running out of time here. You are going to be always pursuing a goal anyways. So why do you have to be so worried about you missing a deadline or having to repeat a couple of times or, getting rejections or failures? Why do you have to worry so much about these things when in the end, once you achieve it, you still have to do another goal and go through the same process all over again for a much bigger, loftier goal? So if that's what we're going to be doing for the rest of our lives, then why should we worry about any one of those goals not being achieved in a timely fashion or, facing with problems or difficulties? And believe me, whatever goal you have, if you have not achieved it, it means it's just, the deadline wasn't accurate. Because every goal is attainable if you give it enough time. Maybe some goals don't require you to spend a year working on the project. Maybe you got to spend about 25 years on that project, whether it's, building your finances or becoming rich, for example, right? So maybe 1 year wasn't, enough to become a millionaire all of a sudden in 1 year, right? But it doesn't matter because the moment you become a millionaire, what are you going to do? That's right. You're going to try to become a decamillionaire and then 100 million and then, 500 million guy, or eventually you want to be a billionaire. So it doesn't really matter. The process is always going to be like this. So why hurry? Because in the process of hurrying, you will actually do a much worse job. So your performance will suffer. You'll make worse decisions. You might actually end up delaying the process even more than it has to be because you're very impatient or because you can't take, no's or because you're very upset. So by getting some distance from your goals, whatever they might be, you say, all right, so now there are some problems with this goal. I was told no. I was told I should wait another couple of months or years. Or I perhaps should do this and do that, and I just don't want to do this. But guess what? Whatever you do now and achieve that goal eventually, you're going to have to set another goal. So why bother and why worry so much about all the negative details that are currently affecting you? Because in the end, you have to keep working towards the next goal. The moment you get this one, and this Zen practice is the ultimate key to high levels of productivity and efficiency, because when you are not detached to a goal, your level of stress and worry decreases. You think a lot more creatively, and oftentimes you tend to think long term, which is the exact opposite of what happens when you are attached to a goal. When you're attached to a goal, even 1 day of being, delayed to achieve that goal seems like a year or something because you're attached to it, right? But once you're detached, You're no longer going to feel under this pressure of time. And ironically, you think long term, which might end up making far better decisions and achieving your goal earlier than you thought possible. Because now you're thinking creatively. You're no longer thinking so negative. You probably do a much better job, whatever that job entails. And eventually, you might actually achieve that goal a lot faster because of that detachment. So we all want to be detached. But the problem is, once the stakes are in, we kind of feel like, oh my gosh, but I don't want to lose this right now. It's just one chance. I got to get it. But the fact of the matter is that the moment you get that little thing that you thought was super important, you got to go get something bigger. And that is going to continue, which means every single time, the same story all over again. So why go through all of this for the rest of your life? Why not start practicing detachment from today and ironically achieve more and enjoy life a lot more? Because once you understand that there's going to be a lot of goals in your life and every setback means your goal is still there, so everything is fine. You still have the same goal. You couldn't achieve it when you wanted it, no problem. Give it one more year or give it one more shot. Give it one more client. Give it one more chance. One more application. One more rejection. You just understand the process is more important than the goal. So then you don't really feel attached to the outcome. And once you're not attached to any outcome, here's the fun factor. You're a lot more likely to get it. Just right now, think about your life. Think about all the things you were really attached to and you really wanted to get them, because if you didn't get them, like, you would lose the whole thing. Now, when you think about that, you realize anytime you were more attached to any outcome, whether it was to get a specific client or business or achieve a certain target by a certain date or, get a specific person to say yes to you, you realize you actually did not get the results you wanted, because once we were attached to something, we're a lot less likely to get it. On the other hand, when we're not so much attached, we call this liking, but not needing. So when you need something, the chances are you won't get it. But when you like something, but don't need it, the chances are you will. This applies to every single goal in your life in any area possible, from health and fitness to finance to your social life to your, bank account to your, political affiliations to your ideal cause, whatever it is. If you're super attached and you're needy, the chances are you will not get that thing. But when you like something but don't need it, the chances are you will get it much better and much faster than you thought possible. So today's Zen approach is really all about that. It's about liking your goals, but not needing them. And it's about understanding that the moment you achieve this one little goal that you achieved, you have to set a bigger goal and achieve that one. And this is the same process. So why not enjoy the journey while we're at it? I mean, we're going to be doing this for the rest of our lives. We're going to be achieving goals, setting bigger ones, going at it. That's the whole process. That's what life is all about. So if that's all we're going to be doing, and no matter what happens, we will always be having a goal, then why hurry with any one of these goals? Why get upset if there are going to be some problems down the line? Why worry so much when things don't go your way? Because you understand that no matter what, you still got to achieve this one. And the moment you do it, you're not going to be let off the hook and just, oh man, it's done. I can now rest for the rest of my life. Of course not. Of course you can't do that. Life is a constant series of problems, like the ocean waves. They keep coming. So once you do this, once you implement this way of thinking, this Zen approach to life, not only you will be a lot happier and a lot less stressed, you will actually achieve a lot more. Because it's like magic. It's like magic, man. Like you implement this strategy and then you realize, dude, when I like something but I don't need it, I actually tend to get it a lot better and faster too. And I enjoy the process of achieving. That's very important because that's all about happiness, right? Happiness equals progress. So once you have a goal and you make any amount of progress towards that goal, you feel happy, right? And that's exactly what you want to do as someone who would like to practice detachment to the achievement of any goals. So now you enjoy today's program. Please remember that your number one target in life is to set a lot of goals, like them, but not need them. Practice detachment. And once you do that, you will see a very, very different lifestyle, because then you will enjoy the process of achieving your goals a lot more than the goals themselves, which is the right way to do it. And that allows you to persist longer, to try again and again and again and again to achieve your goals, because you understand that I have a goal anyway, so I'm going to try again. Because if I achieve this one, I got another goal, so why not? Why should I give up on this goal? So I'm going to keep trying anyways, because once I get this one, I should try another goal. So I'm going to just keep trying, and this means you become literally unstoppable. You don't even, give up on any goal. Why should I give up on this goal? I'm just going to try again. Well, it's going to take 20 more, attempts perhaps. No problem. I'll do 200 more attempts if that's what is, required to achieve this goal. No problem, because I need a goal anyways. And this process, you become a lot more resistant to all forms of negativity, setbacks, and failure. You tend to persist longer. You rarely give up. And above all, you never get upset with all these little, oh my gosh, I couldn't meet my deadline thing. And usually you achieve a lot more. So practice detachment to achieving all of your goals. And believe me, it'll change the way not only you live, but it also improves the amount of and the quality of the things that you bring into your life. All right, guys, that's all the time we have for. I hope you enjoyed this program today. If you had any questions, you can always reach me on social media platforms at Dan Malgin. This was Beyond the Present podcast. Have a good one.